Welcome to Cocktails with Queens at our new time, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East. I'm your host, Claudia Jordan, and I'm here with my lovely ladies, my friends, and we have a special guest. I'm going to introduce her later on the show, but we're going to have a great show. We're going to talk about hot topics and everything that everyone's talking about on social media. Once again, our special guest later on in the show, we're celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month with actress, television host, Julissa Bermudez. And she is gorgeous and we just love her. All right, ladies, queens, Vivica A. Fox.
Hey, girl.
Selena Johnson. Hi.
Hey, girl. Hey.
What's
How's it going, chicas? Hispanic, chica.
For the theme of it all. Just a piece of water tonight. I'm a little dehydrated, just trying to get my water together.
Okay, come on over to my side because I got the tea always. Got the tea.
I'm having my usual Pinot Noir.
I realize how much I need KJ around. He's not here right now. I threw in a can of Red Bull and some Tito's in a wine glass.
Claudia, you always keep it a ghetto. It's fabulous. Only thing that KJ wasn't there was to give you a straw.
That's it.
I'm a mess. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm running on fumes right now. So we're about to have one of those shows. So
wait a minute. Why are you running on fumes, Claudia?
So I did a play on Saturday here in Dallas. And
the one you were telling me about.
Yes. And then we got on a Sprinter. We went to Houston and I had to host an album release party. And then we drove back today. And I've been trying to keep my eyes open. And when we were in our 20s and even 30s.
I agree.
Say it, girl.
All day long, back to back to back. You in Chicago, you in New York.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
Now, I need a minute.
Yeah. I had a terrible flight this weekend. When I tell you, I've been doing the same thing, flying from coast to coast, from Alabama to Vegas to Florida. Now I'm in Bahamas. I'm just like, so I feel you. I'm not on films because I got to save mine for later, but I'm good.
What you doing later? What's happening later?
What?
You brought it up. You brought it up, right?
You said it.
I just wanted to carry on what you were saying about the films.
Oh, nah, we don't believe it. What you doing later on tonight, Lisa Ray? What's happening?
I'm having dinner. I'm going to dance. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to look up at the sky, count the stars, count my blessings, just be real zen and just take it all in. I'm just very thankful.
Sounds like you're going to get some tonight.
I need to change my tune then, huh? I need to sing it to you then. I'm gonna see the stars and the moon.
No, wow.
Stick to my day job, not a problem. Go ahead, Claudia.
Hilarious. Well, someone who's not going to be quitting their day job is Dave Chappelle, although people have tried to cancel him. We have another update on him now, following various critics voicing their opinion and pressuring Netflix to remove Chappelle's special. Netflix has finally issued a stance on the award-winning comedian's last stand-up special, The Closer. According to reports, Netflix sent a memo to employees confirming they will not be removing The Closer or ending its long-standing relationship with Dave Chappelle. Ladies, what do y'all think?
I love it. I love that they stood up for him, and comedy is comedy. But here's the thing. You find truth in comedy, and comedians have always been able to get away with that. And I think we got to have some type of way to be able to let our voice be heard and them not shut down every damn thing every time somebody is saying something. That's true.
We're just living in a ultra hype, sensitivity era right now, where like everyone is just looking for a moment to, oh, you offended me, and I can't believe you said that, and cancel them. The cancel culture, can't rule everything. Comedians have always been controversial. Comedians will always put things in your face. I actually saw a transgender on CNN who she says she has 3 fights in this whole thing, but she's like, I'm a comedian, I'm transgender, I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community, and that she was like, it was comedy, and she says in comedy, as Lisa Ray just said, there's truth.
Exactly. Yeah. Selena, what do you think about this?
I agree with Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox. I mean, but I just feel like I watched the special, The Closer, and I didn't see the big. I think that he put it out there so much that it wasn't even offensive to me. Now I'm not transgender, so I can't speak on how a transgender would feel, but it seemed more apologetic and more transparent than anything. I think he really addressed some of the issues about, the things that he said in the past. And I think that he really made amends, something that most comedians wouldn't even do. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was very classy with it. I thought he was still able to be funny in himself. Yes. But, it's interesting because he could say BITCH, NIGGA, talk about Black people, talk about special needs, people, talk about call women bitches, all kind of stuff. And no one says a word. But when he said, says something that could be offensive to the LGBTQIA plus community, then it's this big uproar. And that's not the first time that's happened just with him. I mean, it happens a lot with a lot of people, He even mentioned DaBaby when he was like, in the special, he was like, DaBaby shot a man and killed him in the Walmart in North Carolina. And no one said anything. Like, he was like, you could Google it. It's true. I didn't even know. He was like, he killed a person and it didn't hurt his career. Personally, I think what DaBaby said was stupid because he went to the AIDS and all that. So that was kind of dumb. But the point he was trying to make was, what's not good for the goose is not good for the gander. Like, it's very contradicting. It's very one-sided in terms of the LGBTQ plus community.
It happens a lot. And, again, I have to keep going back to no one has a problem calling Black women names, calling women names. And here's my thing. If we want equal rights, it's equal rights, including in comedy. Like, you're going to come for all of us. Yeah. And I also don't want to tell anyone like what they can or cannot be offended about, because I think that's wrong too, right? We don't have the right to say, hey, you shouldn't be offended. But if you are going to be offended, I just want to say this one thing before we move on. At least have seen the special before you know what you're being mad at, because some people haven't. Oh my gosh! Yeah, look at it first. You might think differently once you see it, because people are commenting on it and then saying, "Why I didn't even see it." Well, don't look at the clips. The clips are not giving you the whole picture.
Exactly.
And if you want to every topic, you're not limited now. You're included, and you're not off limits to the jokes and the probing, because that's comedy. It talks to the truth.
They've been talking about people for years, all comedians. They've been going in on all types of people, all walks of life. Ricky Smiley does a full bit about, I think, a special needs kid. Like, I think he does a full bit on that. He talks about old people. That could be ageism. But he talks about people that be in this church. This is just something, he's becoming a character. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a fine line. But you're right, Claudia. You absolutely can't be like, well, you shouldn't be offended because you're not transgender or you're not part of the LGBTQ community. But I have friends who are, and they're not offended. So I don't know. I mean, I just don't know.
Well, if we're going to give them that same grace, you can't tell us not to be offended if you call us fish, because I don't think that's cute either. We can go and find a lot of things. Like,
there's a laundry list.
You can't call someone short anymore. You can't say someone is chunky. You got to be like, it vertically challenged.
Talk about people's edges. You can't talk about.
That song that came out about short people got no reason.
Oh, that song, yeah.
That was so offensive. It was almost like, what are they saying? It was such a catchy tune that you would
talk about midgets.
Yeah, right.
Oh, can't say the M word, Selena.
I'm just saying that's what they are. They are midgets.
Because they say everything. You know what I don't like? They make every not they, like, well, yeah, they. Oh, can't even say they. Everything is like, well, that's like the N word to us. No, people say about the word that.
Oh, to make it
seem you've been beat, burned, take 400 years of slavery. Like, let's not do that. We're not doing that. Now, what we're not going to do is compare Black people's oppression to anybody's oppression. I don't give a shit who you are. Not even nobody's oppression. Only people that can go mirror us is the Jewish community, genocide. Anybody else, peace out. I don't want to hear it.
That's right.
Don't mirror your oppression with us.
Speaking of Black people, on Saturday, Kim Kardashian hosted Saturday Night Live.
Not speaking of Black people. That is absolutely ridiculously shady.
You just did a segue, took a book out of her page, a page out of her book. No.
Oh, okay. And her monologue was priceless. Now, Kim boldly cracked jokes about how she's a Kim, not a Karen. She referenced her infamous sex tape and said our first Black person was OJ Simpson. She said, I know I'm surprised to see me here too. When they asked, I was like, you want me to host? Why? I haven't had a movie premiere in a really long time. I mean, actually, I only had one that movie that came out, and no one told me it was premiering. So it must have slipped my mom's mind. Kim also shut down rumors of her running for president. She said, no, I'm not running for president. We can't have 3 failed politicians in one family. Oh, damn. Fans took to Twitter and celebrated her performance. One Twitter user wrote, holy shit, Kim Kardashian is vicious. That wasn't a monologue. It was a roast of everyone she's ever met. And another user wrote, I'm not really a fan of hers, but if y'all say Kim Kardashian wasn't good tonight, y'all are delusional. She nailed it, and that monologue was savage. Did y'all ladies see the performance, and what did you think of her performance if you did?
I did, and I absolutely loved it. It actually made me like her even more. The one thing about them Kardashians, now you can say anything you want to say about them, but they're going to live their life, and they're going to keep it real, and they're going to live unapologetically in your face. And I really, really loved how she just made fun of everything that people say about her, exactly, about or what they say about her in the public. And let me tell you something about them Saturday Night Live writers.
Yes.
They cannot be beat because that monologue was brilliant. And I thought she did an amazing job. And she even like low key said basically that she's back with Kanye West, which was a little, because she said, my name is Kim Kardashian West. I was like, okay, girl.
Vivica, did you see it? What did you think?
Well, of course, I saw all the clips from the next day because I was not available Saturday night to watch it live. But
Whoa. No.
I was at the fight in Las Vegas.
Oh, you had a look. Yeah. I said, oh, somebody else got some little something going on, man.
Having a time.
I did have an amazing weekend. I did have an amazing weekend, though.
But I know you had fun in Vegas.
I did. I had an amazing time in Vegas. But I was very curious to find out how she was going to do. The one thing that I saw that I loved was the video, grown ass woman in the club, because I thought, wow, that's baby. Because let me tell you, I got to go to the fight, and then I went to this Justin Bieber concert, and I felt like a grown ass woman in the club because he didn't come on till 1, and I was like, whoo, boy, I'm going to a football game tomorrow. I'm going to need a little bit of sleep somewhere tonight. So I thought she nailed it, that she's sleepy. Hands down, no one thought that she was going to be funny, and the entire show, they killed it. And the fact that she used the family and they laughed at themselves, and she did characters. She did a great job.
I thought that I didn't see it myself, but from what I've heard and the little segments that I did see, it makes me want to watch it. I like Kim. I think all of them are hell of a business women. I think that they, sisters, they stick together as family. And so I knew the Saturday Night Live was not going to fail her or themselves, because they are notorious for, the controversy and being able to nail it. That's their history. You know what I mean? And so they did a great job. And so even the people that was like, what, Kim Kardashian hosting, what? They tuned in just to see the epic fail, which was not. She did a great job.
I'm gonna say this about Kim Kardashian, and we have a comment from YouTube. Robin said Kim was a savage, and I loved it. I like Kim Kardashian. Now, I mentioned before, I thought that I say Kim Kardashian. I think she's unproblematic. Now I do. Now we can go back and say, was she, borrowing several pages from the pages of Black women? Absolutely, she did. Absolutely, because Black women are where it's at, and we're popping, and every race tries to emulate us because we got it going on. She did do that, but I feel like it's been a long time. She did that, establish herself, and she's actually built quite an amazing brand. So if we can get past that and just like give her some kind of credit for the brand that she did build, she's never fighting with anybody. She seems to be the sweetest one of all of them. I used to see her around and talk to her, and I think she's a really sweet girl. And I feel like, how long do we drag someone and punish them for something they've done? She didn't hurt anybody. She made a tape. I feel like people want to
unbothered, honey. So why
she did, but put the tape out. She made a tape with a boy she liked, and somebody leaked it. So she got paper from it. Yeah, what the
grown-ass woman? So she's like, she said next.
God never good.
I see people in the comments saying, "Oh, you guys always capping for the Kardashians." It's not that, but like, do you want us to be negative and drag her? Because at the end of the day, no matter how she started, this woman did turn an unfortunate situation, whether you believe she leaked it or she didn't, or her mom did, into $1 billion industry. And I think she's evolved from where she started. So I'm willing to give her that. And
you grow from everything you've gone through. Everybody got to grow. You cannot stand still and be at the same place that you were last year or last month. Come on now.
Well, apparently everybody in the comments on social media is perfect. They've never made a mistake, and they've never made a misstep. So, hey, kudos to her, and I look forward to watching her monologue. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We have plenty of show left. Stick around. We'll be back with more Cocktails with Queens after the break. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens, everybody. Tonight we're celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month with one of the former hosts of 106 and Park, and she's done so much more. She's been around for a long time and still looks as young as she did when she first hit the scene. But before we bring her out, let's take a look at this clip from her new show, It's Me, Julissa, on Clio TV.
It's Julissa Bermudez, and this is my show. So I've been in LA working for a minute. Feels like a few minutes, if you ask me. You're always feeling like you're telling everyone else's story. I was hosting like this. It's time to finally tell my story. Pursuing my dreams, my goals. I'm entering into being an entrepreneur. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I have so much I want to share, and now is the time.
Please welcome the beautiful and super talented Julissa Bermudez. Hey, girl.
Hi, Queen.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
I got my cocktail. I'm ready.
You have your cocktail.
Salud.
Making sure. What are you drinking? What's in that glass, Julissa?
Well, first of all, can I just say I'm so excited to be joining you ladies, you queens, and thank you for giving me a reason to dress up and pour a cocktail on a Monday night. So
Okay.
I'm having a little rosé. Actually, my friend Drea is working on a rosé, so she gave me a little sneak peek on what she's got going on, and it is delicious.
Is it good? Okay, plug that business. All right, nice. We have to go get us a case for the queens here, don't you think, ladies?
I know that's right.
Lisa, welcome to our cocktail hour. And you recently took yourself on a birthday getaway and posted the following message on your Instagram. Note to self, take care, mindfulness, joy, and harmony, balance, and gratitude. Now, what do those words mean to you as you started the next chapter of your life?
That is such a Libra caption if I've ever heard.
Yes, honey.
Yes, Team Libra. Honestly, that's how I felt. I mean, sometimes, the scales, they can tip one way, very extreme, and then the other. So it's a constant finding of that balance. And
yes.
Right before I went on that trip, trust me, the scales were way tipped. So I was a grown woman in the club myself. And then I went on the getaway, and I went to Tucson, Arizona, to an incredible resort called Miraval. And I took classes on gratitude. I took classes on mindfulness. I took classes about sexual education. I mean, things that you want to be reminded of because you're so caught up in your day-to-day and your to-do list that you forget to take a moment for the joy and harmony, for the mindfulness, for the gratitude, for all those things. So I was just, really wanting to do something different this year for my birthday. That's all.
Okay. Well, Julissa, speaking of, defining yourself and culture and understanding who you are, it is National Hispanic Heritage Month. Yay! Okay. Now, what we want to do, what the queens want to know is, what does this month mean to you, and how has being a proud Latina helped you define yourself and your brand, especially in America with the climate, you know what I'm saying, that we are experiencing right now?
Well, hopefully it's a message that goes beyond just a month. I'm sure you guys can relate. Whenever February rolls around, you're like, all right, guys, don't just remember us.
Julissa, at least y'all got a full month. We got 28 days. We didn't get a whole month. I got a full month.
It's funny you say that, because ours starts in the middle of the month and then ends abruptly in the middle of the month too. So listen, I don't want to come across like I'm complaining. We're very thankful, and again, lots of gratitude of it all. But for me, it means being able to just sort of highlight the things that, as a Hispanic woman in the community, the things that we've contributed to this country and beyond, just to really giving some spotlights onto the things that we bring to the table, which I think sometimes doesn't get highlighted enough. So if it's going to happen in a month, I guess we'll take it. But truly, I would want people to remember that beyond. And personally, for me, I live it, I breathe it, I am it every day. So it's just an extra reminder of the things that can be accomplished being a Latina and Hispanic woman.
Julissa,
Well,
do you think that?
Julissa. Oh, I was going to jump right on in there, but go ahead, Claudia.
I gotta just insert one thing that I know. Do you think your culture is moving forward? Do you feel strides?
Absolutely. Obviously, we can get into the politics of it all and the moments that we've had just this past administration. But I think, yes, we absolutely are making strides. We continue to, and we want to be known. I think, I can only speak for myself, but I don't want to always just be known for, because I happen to, everything should just be, I happen to be Latina as well. If we're doing something great, I think it should be acknowledged because it's great, but it shouldn't just be acknowledged because I happen to be Latina for then doing something great, if that makes sense.
Right.
Well, speaking of strides, you are making strides yourself. You got this new reality show on Clio TV called It's Me, Julissa. So why do you think that it's important for your fans to see you now in this unfiltered type of way? What can you tell us about the reality show?
Well, I think a lot of people mostly know me for holding a mic and sort of being a bobblehead, if you will, saying other people's words and always being the one interviewing everyone, which I definitely prefer. I always get a little weirded out when the camera sort of turns on me. But I do think that there's something to be said, again, for representation. And I know I just said, I don't want it to be just because I happen to be Latina that I'm getting these opportunities. But there is something, again, for diversity in programming and representation. And if you are truly being authentic and trying to make strides and sort of put your community forward in any way that you can, I think that is something really cool to highlight. And I hope it is inspiring for other women of color who also happen to be Latina. I never even think that people care. I always joke around. I'm like, well, unless I'm dating Future or somebody, do people even care? That's obviously.
Girl, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, she know better.
No, but
You'll
I'm just
definitely
saying,
have a baby.
No space to anyone. But I really just, I'm trying to figure out, if people care about the ones that are, doing things with wholehearted intentions, that, I'm not in headlines all the time. I'm not, sort of scandalous, if you will. Do people just still care about someone's hardworking story, strides that they're trying to make in a world, especially in the media? We're all in it. If that makes sense.
That's $1 million.
Girl, be happy you're not. Be happy you're not.
We all yeah.
Speaking about being unfiltered, we just saw that Adrienne from The Real was on your show, and you shared something with her that you like to do in the shower. Do share. Do share.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me get the disclaimer here. Well, we were talking about, she randomly, as soon as I told her that I'm not the biggest, I always get nervous because I'm constantly wondering, oh my God, did I just say the wrong thing? Which I probably just did 2 seconds ago with what I just said.
You did not.
I was joking around and saying the reason why I always felt comfortable being the one interviewing everyone is because I'm always deathly afraid of when the camera sort of turns on me. So doing this show is also kind of conquering a fear in that sense, where I have to be extra vulnerable. I'm like, where's Brene Brown when you need her? All the levels of vulnerability that I'm really, kind of going through, and the things that you always want to be authentic, right? You're not going to do something, and because especially for the platform, if it's going to be a reality show, and if it's going to be on YouTube, and if it's going to be on these, nowadays you have to be as authentic because people can see right through it. So one of the things that she, of course, as soon as I said that I don't like to be interviewed as much, she turns around and starts asking me the most random questions. And one of those questions was, what's sort of the most, I guess something people would be surprised.
The craziest thing what's the craziest thing you've ever done in the shower?
And I said,
Well,
doesn't
do
everyone
tell.
pee
What
in
is
the
it?
shower?
You said what?
I said, doesn't everyone pee in the shower?
No.
I do.
Oh, wait. Listen, long as she didn't have a dookie moment in the shower. I'm okay.
No.
You can't boo-boo in the shower, but you can totally pee. Pee is sterile, and the water is coming down. It is coming down.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
So I'm not getting out no shower. If I gotta pee in the shower, if I have to pee, if I
Get
just
your
so
toilet
happen,
seat all wet, huh,
I'm
Celine?
not gonna go get out the shower and go do all this work. No.
That was my point.
Slip slide up out the shower, okay?
Yeah, and I followed up.
I'm
And I
washing the
said,
people.
now, what I don't do is brush my teeth in the shower because you can't be peeing and brushing your teeth in the shower.
a lot.
Now, that's
Yeah,
like-
agreed.
Julissa, I find it's funny to me that you're uncomfortable with the reality, with the cameras on you, because I love your show with Adrienne, the reality show Empire Girls. I thought that was one of the best. Like, it was a reality show, but it wasn't negative. It just showed two friends in New York grinding and showed a little bit of your, and you were a little actually more you showed a bit of yourself. I thought that was a good look for you. I liked you on there, and I thought we needed more of those kind of shows. Like, I really thought that was a good, positive reality show that represented women well.
And that's probably why I didn't go for another season. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Y'all weren't fighting.
You're right, girl. You're right.
But no, ultimately, I mean, granted, the network did go away, so obviously that had something to do with it. But that's what I'm saying. You know, I was joking around in the sense of like, do you have to be scandalous? Do you have to be dating somebody in order for people to care? And like all these things. Because I try to live my life as unproblematic as possible. I'm constantly on my grind. I literally, wanted to showcase that I've invested in myself. All the money that I've made essentially in this career of mine up until this point. I had a moment where I was at a crossroads and I thought to myself, okay, I can go and buy my dream car, or buy my dream house, or front, for the social media all day long, or I can invest in myself. And that's what I did with República, which is my first beauty product. And I think that was another reason why I wanted to do the show, to kind of also give that perspective where maybe banking on yourself is something that could really pay off for you in the future. And people don't do that enough, or at least they sure don't showcase it enough, because
Exactly.
it's sort of put out there is, who's got whatever bag or whatever this or whatever that. And don't get it twisted. I love those things too, but that's, real life. Being an entrepreneur is a huge step that I'm walking into now. And I said, wow, I want to share that with people, because I think everyone is so used to seeing the outcome and not the process these days. They see all the things that are edited. And of course, if you look at my Instagram feed, it's the polished version of everything. But when you look at my stories, I definitely share the grind and the things and on this show that have taken to get up into this point now,
Well, before we let you go, I got to mention we have a mutual friend, Nikki Chu, and she actually talks about your Instagram page all the time, about how much work you put into it to make it a brand friendly page. And because of it, brands are attracted to you. You're doing the right thing. You're making yourself extremely marketable. You kept yourself, your reputation is totally clean. I wish I knew what that felt like. I need to take a page from your book. But like,
have a wild night, Claudia. Let's make these headlines.
You know what? You give me a little polish, I'll give you a little scandal. We can do a little trade-off. How about that?
Okay.
Listen, Claudia, I'm so happy you are alive and healthy and well. And I thought that was actually crazy that you had to address all of that in your Instagram stories and on your social media. So yeah, that's unfortunate, the world that we're living in, that's some of the things that you have to sort of tackle.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Julissa. Well, we want to thank you and wish you well. You look amazing. We want to thank
Beautiful.
Bermudez for joining us tonight.
DMs, and I'm sending each and every one of you my
I'll take it. Yes, honey.
Yes.
Keep that skin glowing.
Make sure you support our brand Republica. Follow her on social media and support her on our new show on Clio TV. It's me, Julissa. She's a positive example of a successful woman that, she's doing it right, y'all. Thank you so much, Julissa. We appreciate you so much.
To you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Take care, Queens.
We'll be right back with more Cocktails with Queens after the break. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. I love when we can celebrate a positive, scandal-free lady that's doing her thing, and she's never been in any. I gotta dirty her up a little bit. I'm gonna hang out with her and get her in trouble.
Watch out, Claudia.
All right, y'all, we're going to talk about this story because I think it's really important. California public schools and colleges will now be required to stock their restrooms with free menstrual products under a new bill signed by Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, the move comes as women's rights advocates push nationwide for affordable access to pads, tampons, and other items. California's latest efforts builds on a 2017 law requiring low-income schools in disadvantaged areas provide students with free menstrual products. It expands the law to include grades 6 through 12, community colleges, California state universities, and the University of California school systems. And that's going to begin in the 2022 to 2023 school year. And it encourages private schools to follow suit. What are your thoughts on this new bill? And by the way, ever since that recall attempt for Gavin Newsom, he's been handling his business. The Crown Act was before that with the hair. Like, he's been handling his business. What do y'all ladies think?
I got to speak really quick. You know, I am just thrilled that finally we have an administrations in office that look out for the people, that care about, especially for women. I think that this was just awesome for him because, you know, they tried to recall Gavin and all of this stuff. That's nothing but those folks over there just trying to, you know, stir up drama for them so that we can notice them again. But now we have politicians that are really in office that understand the needs of their communities. So I applaud that they're looking out for women and looking out for young women that may not be able to afford, things that when they're going through their menstrual cycle, that they're just trying to help ease things. That means they care about the community. So I applaud it.
And to piggyback off that also is that we need to give them time to be able to do so. So as we are late on the bandwagon of noticing that, we need to sit back and see what is going on so we can take heed to it. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it should have been done a long time ago because young girls, accidents happen, you know.
Right.
And so, you know, you don't want to be embarrassed and taken down by Mother Nature that happens, naturally. And you have no means at school, you got to miss school, or you got to have a oops moment, or your parents need to come and take care of you. When you could just, instead of that roll in water tissue, now you can be able to go ahead.
You were old school with it, okay?
I know, why? You know,
Don't be having on all white when that day comes. You be like, oh my God.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it can be devastating for any young girl, but some young girls don't because their mom has taught them about the birds and the bees and the natural things that happen to them. And then now you can have something to cover you so you can go ahead and finish. Nobody needs to be in your business. You can talk about it when you get home with your family. That's
right. Selena?
I got to say, I think that this is amazing. I think, he's turning up out there. People that live in LA are super happy. California, they're super, super lucky. But I'll say this. I don't think that menstrual items we should have to pay for them anywhere. The woman's body is naturally going to do that. And I don't think that we should have to pay for something that we can't avoid. It's just like milk, like pumping. So if you're on public assistance, they have free milk and free things like that for the baby. I think that menstrual items we should not have to pay for them. When I was in South Africa, I was talking to Indaleka Mandela, which is Mandela's granddaughter, and they have an entire a campaign to try to get menstrual items just for girls, period. Do you know that over there, they don't even have them at all and have to stay out of school for the whole time, the duration that they're on.
Yes.
I just think that. Yeah, I just think that it's just disrespectful, low key, on the woman's side. That's something to me should be free everywhere for any woman at any time. I just think it's nuts that we have to pay for them.
It is amazing the love-hate relationship the world seems to have with women and women's bodies. We like the boobies to be sexy for our pleasure, but we don't like you feeding a child what they're made for.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The way they demonize women for a man being attracted to us is absolutely mind-blowing that we still have to deal with this in 2021, these issues, and how the rest of the world looks at women. How we the mothers of the universe and we can give birth. but we're also rated like deemed second class or third class actually.
And menstruation is looked at as a dilemma.
Curse.
It's not a dilemma. It's actually our natural way of shedding toxins in the lining inside of our uterus. Like it's a natural thing because we carry babies. Okay. So we shouldn't have to pay for anything that helps to keep the cleanliness of that, to help us be able to do work, go to school, do whatever it is that we need to do like everybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to pay for it. I just feel like it should be like that all over the world. I think he's turning up by stepping up and being the first person to do it, because it should have been done, like Lisa Ray said, a long time ago. It's
pads, tampons, wine, chocolate, heating pad, and weed should all be free to any menstruating women.
Claudia, let me tell you that we're pretty much going in the right direction, because the majority, more than half of those things are happening now. Boys, it just blows me away that like you finally see commercials where they address women's issues that we didn't talk about this or didn't talk about that when it came to women. But yet for men, you have commercials, all kind of things to help them with things, so we're moving in the right direction. So once again, kudos.
You know what? Remember the Rogaine commercials? Remember
I didn't know what that was for so long.
No, because they used to keep it a secret because they didn't want the men to be embarrassed. But let it be something that's dealing with PMS or menopause or something embarrassing to us. It's all down to the networks. It's all down to the TV thing. But the men, it's a secret. You gotta sign up. I'm not just the president, but I'm also a client. You gotta sign up and shit all special. When it was just about putting something down for your hair, taking some little pieces, little pills or something to get your hair to grow. Okay.
Men could never deal with what we have to deal with.
Could never.
So moving on, we got to get to the story. This is definitely we have to change gears a little bit on the story. It's definitely it pisses me off and it breaks my heart. So I want to discuss this heartbreaking story surrounding the young Black doctor who was found dead last month. In an eye-opening report by the Chicago Sun-Times, the LaSalle County coroner released the condition of Jelani Day's body in the autopsy report. And it's been reported that Day's liver, spleen, and other organs were missing, along with his teeth and eyes. Now, a second report was conducted by the family's private forensic pathologist, who said Day's jawbone was sawed out. The 25-year-old aspiring doctor's mother, Carmen Bolden Day, said it took about a month to have permission to even see her son's body. Despite being positively identified through dental records and DNA samples. His body was finally released to the family on September 29th, so he could be laid to rest. What are your thoughts on this autopsy report? I've heard things about his body, the organs were liquefied. Then I heard something today that said, no, the organs were taken out.
Maybe we can go to a short commercial first so we can think about it real quick.
All right, we'll do that.
Well, this is something that they said undercover market. Things like this have been happening where, people are either kidnapped or something like that. And then their organs are sold on the black market.
Vivica, can we hold that thought so we can have a full discussion? Sure. Let's take a quick break because I really want us to get into this. Let's take a minute and we'll be right back with more of Cocktails with Queens. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. Now, before we went to break, we touched upon the Jelani Day story and the condition of his body after an independent autopsy was conducted by the family. And Vivica, before we went to break, you were speaking on it. What are your thoughts on the story? I know there's a lot of conflicting information, but Jesus,
I would like to know that it's verified that what they're saying, because like you said, there's a lot of stories that are out there. But I've heard before about on the black market that people have been kidnapped and their organs and things like that are then sold on the black market. I'm so hoping that this isn't what happened to this handsome young man, that he would have to go through such an awful experience.
There's a psychic online I mentioned during the break, and I'll put on my Instagram that she said she saw that this man was abducted, that he be found by a creek, that he was taken by two white men, a red pickup truck, an F-150 with a black lining, and that he suffered, he was lynched, and that they will try to say it was suicide, and they did try to say that already. So
it cannot say that, absolutely cannot say that. This man is not going to take his own eyes, and his cheek was sawed off. Like, yes, he absolutely suffered. And now his family's not only just suffering because he's no longer here, but they did not actually was able to turn his body over to them until weeks
Like a
later.
month, almost a month.
Almost
That's
a month.
ridiculous.
Selena, what do you think about this?
I.e. Emmett Till.
It is.
There are still sundown towns in Illinois. And it was said that that town was a sundown town. A sundown town is that when the sun goes down, you better not be Black and get caught. That's what a sundown town is. That's what they used to have in Mississippi and in the South. When the sun goes down, you cannot be Black and be outside. So I feel, and this is just my own personal opinion, that it was racially motivated. The liquefied story, I don't buy that. You cannot liquefy your teeth out. It's not enough liquid in the world that's going to take your organs out. People are absolutely taking organs and selling them on the black market. They did that to the other young man that they found in high school. He was rolled up in a mat. Remember that story? And he didn't have any organs. And they said that he killed himself.
That he dove inside of a mat, right?
I'm gonna dive inside of a mat and kill myself and just take all my organs out first and give. It's foolishness. It's absolutely ridiculous. As a mother, it's petrifying, terrifying, heartbroken. I hadn't seen a picture of him until we just showed it, and I literally almost cried. I cannot imagine carrying a child for 9 months and then having him for 18 years be my son and turn around and not be able to see my son's body for almost 30 days after he has been mutilated for no reason at all. We are still in a time where racism is very rampant. Ahmaud Arbery got shot down at 25 years old for running. So it is not
daylight.
In broad daylight. It is not far-fetched. We watched George Floyd get strangled for 9 minutes in broad daylight. So to think that it's not racially motivated or not foul play is absurd. And
let's talk about this for a minute too. Let's talk about the black market of now that we have to watch. Where are they selling these body parts?
Organs, yeah.
People that are probably in the hospital, these millionaires that, oh, I need a kidney, oh, I need a heart to live. And so because they're on these donors lists that are hundreds and hundreds of people, guess what they're doing? Their families are desperate and they're paying millions and millions and millions of dollars for young, amazing Black organs, i.e. get out. So listen, let me tell you something. It's in our faces. We're just not paying attention.
So dangerous.
On this day of that used to be called Columbus Day, why is there so much hatred to anything but white? Why? The Black, the brown, the way that our lives are just thrown away, the way that our lands are just raped and pillaged, and we'll take that. The audacity of these white people, and it's not all white people, let me just go ahead and say that, but the ones that have this evil in their heart, what have we done to you? You have done everything to us. You built boats to go bother people all around the world and take their diamonds and their land and their oil. I've never seen a Black, I've never heard of Black folks doing this, or Aboriginals, Aborigine people. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of brown folks doing this to anybody else. It's y'all. And to this day, it's a constant thing. Some of y'all is just your DNA. To sit there and take a snuff out a young boy's life who was going to be a doctor and mutilate this body and not even care. In the news, shame on you for focusing all your time on Gabby Petito. That's focus your attention on her. But damn it, if there's not 400,000 Black people that go missing, I mean, there's so many of us. My numbers may be off, but you know what I'm saying is true. They don't report on us like they report on someone with blonde hair. And it just pisses me off. It really does. We got to take a quick commercial break and gather ourselves. And we'll be back with more. We'll be talking more about this story for sure. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. That was a really heavy and deep segment. And ladies, great job with all your thoughts and your input on that. But we're going to have to lighten and smooth up a little bit because I cannot leave out on a sad note with this. First of all, happy birthday to Cardi B. I love me some Cardi B. Happy birthday. Another Libra, right? That's still Libra, right? Y'all still Libras? It's the Libra season. Okay, well, Cardi B is now an ordained marriage officiant. The rapper revealed on Twitter that she enlisted to marry a same-sex couple as part of her new limited series, Cardi Tries. Cardi Tries. Cardi tweeted, by the way, world, I'm licensed to marry people. So yeah, I do it all. And it was a fun, fulfilling thing to do. And Raven was so fun. I was so starstruck. Now, that episode features a pregnant Cardi along with Raven Simone, who helped the couple, Brandy and Shannon, plan their surprise dream wedding. What do y'all think about Cardi being able to marry folks? And would you ladies have Cardi officiate your wedding?
Absolutely.
I think it'd be so much fun. She's so fun.
Listen, when I saw the video and just how surprised the brides were, it just warmed my heart. That Cardi B, you know, what she's done with her career and her life, it's just been like dream come true. Like, you know, there's a lot of people that go on reality shows and they show the hell out and you just gotta go, wow. But talk about somebody that used a reality show to launch an amazing career. And the fact that she gives back and stays involved in the community and still keeps it 100. I just love her for this. It just literally, my heart burst open. And I love to her be like, okay, now look here. Now, you know, you about to get with Vivica. So let me tell you, you know, I would just love that.
Yeah.
So fun. What do you think?
Catapulted her entire career. And I think that, you know, you don't really know what she's going to do next. And that's what's so refreshing, because we're waiting to see, because we wouldn't have known that she was ordained to marry anybody. Like, who would have thought that that was even on her mind to even do that? You know what I mean? But the young lady is thinking. She's thinking forward, you know what I mean? And she's like, nah, I'm not just going to be known for just doing this right here. I'm going to do this.
I think it's awesome to see women break barriers, you know.
Yes.
And I think it's entertainers also to break barriers. You know, they think, oh, Vivica Fox is an actress. Oh, Lisa Ray is an actress. Leon Johnson's a singer. You know, they should just be that, you know. And then as soon as you try to dibble and dabble in being an entrepreneur and doing doing different things, people get uncomfortable when you try to stretch out of the box that they're used to you being in. So I think that it is so important to do other things that you're passionate about and just break down barriers. I mean, look at the picture. Just step back and look at the picture. Everybody involved was a woman. You know what I'm saying? It was a same-sex
brown marriage. Woman at that.
Yes, it was a same-sex marriage, which is breaking barriers.
Yes.
And then they were officiated by a woman, which you normally see men doing most of the officiating. So I just think that it's just a positive forward gesture in general. And I'm just really happy to see her stepping out and saying, okay, I rap, but look, I want to do this too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna step over here to this officiating. I'm gonna see what they talking about, you know, and in the name of love, you know, so I just think it's so cute.
I love it.
My video. I think Cardi is doing this.
She's back. It's all right, Claudia. You're back.
I think Cardi is doing this celebrity thing right. I think she has such a fun time with it. Although she does stress out sometimes still about trolls, I feel like she still like has that same rawness of why we fell in love with her, seeing her on reality TV and making her videos. And the fact that she's like, hey, I'll try this. I think it's cute. And I also, what makes me really support her also is how she doesn't seem to feel like she's too big for certain things.
Exactly.
She constantly does songs. She constantly does songs.
Let's have some fun ourselves, y'all.
She constantly does songs with people I've never heard of, and she blows them up, and I think she has a good time doing it. All right, y'all. So before we go, once again, happy birthday, Cardi B.
Happy birthday, Cardi.
Happy birthday.
We're going to play a game of Who's Most Likely To. Ladies, do you have your signs with all of our names on them?
Ready.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to call it a scenario, and you will hold up the name of the queen that's most likely to do it. Let me write my name here just in case y'all try to come for me with some stuff. All right. If your name is revealed twice, you know, you got to take a shot. Soulmates, please play along in the chat. We have 2 minutes. Who's most likely to be in an open relationship?
How do you make nobody?
A blank, exactly.
I don't think anybody here is doing that.
No.
Right.
Nah, blank, exactly.
Who's most likely to shout out their ex's name during sex? I have the worst memory, so I'm gonna go ahead and put myself on blast.
Anything that's buck wild is Claudia.
What? Who's most likely to try to flirt their way out of a speeding ticket? Oh, that's
girl. There we go.
That's girl all day. That's all day.
Yeah, all of us.
Who's most likely to forget the name of a man they had sex with?
This is gonna tell you something.
Wait, we're supposed to be drinking. Oh, Vivica, you gotta take a drink on that one.
Okay.
Who's most likely?
All right.
Who's most likely to get a tramp stamp, like a tattoo on the bottom of their back?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, really? Okay,
Let me help you with that.
All right, Selena.
It's huge. It's on the back of my.
Take a drink, Selena. Oh, we gotta go. All right, ladies, that was a lot of fun. We're gonna make sure we do this. We're gonna finish this again next week because we didn't get to all the questions. We want to thank all the ladies, Vivica A. Fox, Selena Johnson, Lisa Ray, and Julissa Bermudez for joining us tonight. Thank you for watching us. Stick around. Fox Soul's Black Report is up next. We're gonna finish this game next week. I got some questions for y'all.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a good one, everybody.